Good evening, I'm Becky Wilcox, and this is Insight News TV, where we break down the biggest stories with clarity and insight. Tonight, a seismic shift in French politics has stunned the nation and the world. The government of Michel Barnier has fallen, toppled by a dramatic no-confidence vote. What does this mean for France's fragile stability, and could this upheaval ripple far beyond its borders? Stay with us, because the stakes could not be higher. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for analysis that goes deeper than the headlines. This is not just another night in French politics. Tonight, President Emmanuel Macron stood before the nation in a moment that could define his presidency, or end it. His speech followed a bombshell no-confidence vote that has brought down Prime Minister Michel Barnier's government. Let's be clear, this isn't merely a crisis, it's a reckoning. Macron didn't mince words in his address. He called this moment a challenge to the very fabric of the Republic. Strong words, but here's the real question. Is France's fabric tearing apart, or can it be mended? For Macron, this is more than just a test of leadership. It's a fight for survival. His political capital is dwindling, his opponents are circling, and his next moves could either save his presidency or lead to its unraveling. Michel Barnier's downfall was dramatic, but not entirely unexpected. His coalition, once seen as a stabilizing force, fractured under the weight of economic stagnation and public outrage. Tonight's no-confidence vote was the culmination of weeks of mounting tension, with opposition leaders accusing Barnier of failing to address the crisis of the people. So what does this mean for Macron's ability to govern? The collapse of Barnier's administration leaves France in a precarious position. Macron hinted at dissolving the National Assembly, a nuclear option that could trigger snap elections. But would new elections solve anything or simply deepen the divisions? Meanwhile, France's enemies are watching closely. Could this internal instability embolden adversaries to test Europe's resolve? And how will global markets respond? Already, whispers of economic uncertainty are echoing across the continent. Outside the Élysée Palace, the atmosphere is electric and explosive. Within minutes of the no-confidence vote, thousands of protesters flooded Paris's streets, waving banners, lighting flares, and demanding change. Chants of "Liberté," "Justice," "Revolution" fill the air, and the scene is both awe-inspiring and alarming. But here's the chilling reality. This is not just about one government or one leader. These protests are the embodiment of deeper discontent, a nation grappling with inequality, economic stagnation, and a growing sense that its political elite is out of touch. Can Macron channel this anger into meaningful reform, or will it overwhelm him? The stakes couldn't be higher. Political analysts are already warning of a cascade effect, where France's instability could destabilize the European Union itself. Could this be the spark that reignites populist movements across the continent? In his address tonight, Macron pledged bold reforms, though he stopped short of offering specifics. One insider described his forthcoming package as the most ambitious of his presidency. But ambition is not enough. Macron faces a fractured legislature, an emboldened opposition, and a public that has grown weary of promises without results. And here's the cliffhanger. If Macron's reforms fail to deliver, what then? Experts warn of a perfect storm, a leadership vacuum in France, a divided European Union, and geopolitical adversaries ready to exploit the chaos. Could this be the moment that defines Europe's future, or the moment that breaks it? History has shown us that when France falters, the world feels the tremors. The decisions made in Paris in the coming days will shape not just the fate of one nation, but the trajectory of global politics. Meanwhile, the world is watching. Leaders across Europe have already weighed in, with some expressing support for Macron and others signaling their readiness to exploit France's turmoil. In Berlin, Chancellor Angela Weber called for unity and stability. But privately, insiders suggest Germany is deeply concerned about how this will impact the EU's cohesion. Across the Atlantic, the White House issued a statement of concern and hope for resolution, as markets in New York and Tokyo show early signs of unease. The stakes are global, and the pressure on Macron is enormous. This is a moment that will test Emmanuel Macron like never before. Will he rise to the occasion, or will this crisis consume his presidency, and perhaps the Republic itself? As protests grow louder, as the opposition sharpens its attacks, and as the world watches, one thing is clear. The next steps will determine the fate of France, and perhaps Europe itself. I'm Becky Wilcox, and you've been watching Insight News TV. Don't just follow the headlines, explore the stories behind them. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for the in-depth analysis you need to stay informed. Together, let's navigate the complexities of our world. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and stay with Insight News TV.